All right, linebacker rankings are next up. And this was Gordon McGinnis writing it, so we can feel free to absolutely dump on these rankings as, clearly incorrect and not ours. So
Yeah,
the official PFF rankings from Gordon were number 1, the New York Jets, number 2, the San Francisco 49ers, and number 3, the Chicago Bears.
I have the Niners at number 1. I won't not put Fred Warner not at number 1, and especially because Dre Greenlaw I think is obviously phenomenal as well. I think fully healthy, they've got the best linebacker 1 in the NFL, and then probably the best linebacker 2 in the NFL. So I put them at number 1. I know the injury kind of clouds that for Greenlaw, but
Right.
they also have Devondre Campbell as well. So I think that they've got good linebacker depth, as well as star power talent at the top. So they're number 1 for me. You can make an argument for the Jets at number 2. I'll put the Jets at number 2. I mean, Mosley and Quincy Williams, as Gordon notes in the article, very good last season. They were good in coverage. I mean, they were a reliable linebacker duo. So I think that you could certainly give them the nod there. And then I went with just an overall linebacker unit. I went with the New England Patriots here for my number 3 team. You got Jelani Tavai. He played a really good season last year. Juwan Bentley, I think he's been really steady for this team over the last handful of seasons. You signed Sion Takitaki as well. So it's not like any of these guys are inflicting so much fear into the minds of offensive coordinators. But I think as a whole unit, the Patriots have a pretty strong, steady, and high floor linebacker group. And honestly, man, that's if you don't have like a Fred Warner at the very top, having a really high floor is great for linebackers. Like, do exactly what you're supposed to do. Have your job, do it well, and allow the guys in front of you to really get after the quarterback and the defensive line. Allow the secondary members behind you to get a little bit more aggressive in coverage because they've got a lot of faith in you and what you're doing in the middle of the field. And I think New England's got a have a lot of faith to what you're doing in the middle of the field kind of a unit. So I have them at number 3 simply because they've got a lot of different guys that do their job really well.
Yeah, I'm basically I'm almost steering clear of anything to do with New England's defense until I see what it looks like sans Belichick's. You know what I mean?
It's fair.
Irritatingly, I actually agree with most of Gordon's rankings here. I have also San Francisco number 1. I also have the Jets number 2. I think the kind of starting caliber players that they've got there are really good in both instances. My number 3, though, is Jacksonville. I think that pairing of Foye Oluokun and now Devin Lloyd, who's sort of bounced back from his rookie struggles, that's become a really, really good duo. Like the talent, Oluokun is just one of these insanely active linebackers. Kind of like, you remember when London Fletcher used to just be around the ball every single play? Only
Sure.
the difference is, like, Oluokun's actually making defensive stops as well as just making those tackles 6 yards downfield, which London Fletcher, did a lot of. And Devin Lloyd is just insane athlete for his position. And they've got, Chad Muma, who I think is a useful player as well as a backup. So I think that's one of the most active and impactful overall linebacker duos in the league.
I didn't think about putting the Jags in my top 3, but it is a unit that I like that I probably could have put in a top 10 that, yeah, I mean, it's a young group, certainly with Muma and with Lloyd. Those guys continue to take steps forward. Oluokun continues to play well. Like, they can certainly move up the rankings. I didn't think about them in my top 3, but they are names that I like. So I do, at the very least, like the shout out there.
Nice.